So I know that I'm about a week or so late on talking about this subject, seeing how it's gone worldwide, on top of being a nationwide talking point in America, but I'm going to be honest, I wanted to see if this was just going to be a flash in the pan, or if this is going to be something that kind of caught on. And, well, it caught on. Don't know what I'm talking about? Well, here's the clip in question.
Brandon, you also told me, as you can hear the chants from the crowd, let's go, Brandon. Brandon, you told me you were going to kind of hang back.
Now, I'll admit, all bias aside, it is kind of a funny clip. I mean, it is kind of comedic. And it looks like Brandon Brown himself, the man that's in this video, the NASCAR driver in this video, he seems to be taking it pretty well and taking it in stride. See, Kelly Stavist, the reporter for NBC in this clip in question, clearly gets wrong what they were chanting, and due to this, the meme of "Let's Go Brandon" went viral. And with that, it quickly went mainstream, especially on the politically right wing.
The NBC lady made that very clear. Not F Joe Biden, let's go Brandon.
And that is not the only anti-Biden chant that is now trending across the country. Let's go Brandon. That's also a new favorite among Americans.
And regular people know this, which brings us to Let's Go Brandon.
3, 2, 1.
Drivers, start your engines. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon. I keep a drum like I'm Nick Cannon. Hey, hey, let's go, Brandon. Let's go, let's go, let's go, Brandon. Hey,
Let's go, Brandon.
Hey.
Let's go, Brandon.
Hey.
Let's go, let's go,
Hey.
let's go, Brandon.
Yeah, everyone from the Independent and Business Insider to the BBC and Sky News have been talking about this. It's spread worldwide. I mean, there were tons of different versions of the song that actually went so viral that they made it to the top 3 places in iTunes top 10 and even peaked at number 45 in the Hot 100. Yeah, this thing went completely mainstream. But there's one key thing that many are forgetting about. Brandon Brown himself. While Brandon's name is being put all over the place, nobody really knows or has asked the question of who this guy really is. Well, here's the obvious. He's a NASCAR driver. That should be a given. But there's more to Brown than I think just a simple sentence like that. Just like many drivers around NASCAR, Brandon Brown started his racing career and journey through go-karts, moving up the ranks quickly into the dirt racing scene. This would be done with his family-owned team, Brandon Built Motorsports, the team that he'd launch his NASCAR career with. Owned by he and his father, Jerry Brown, the company was a small one, and to this day is pretty low on employees compared to other teams. And this included and still includes he and his father. Brown, going into NASCAR's top 3 series, had always been, and currently still is, an underdog. A bit of a throwback to the way that NASCAR used to be. So in 2014, the Browns went trucking. And in this, I mean the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series to be specific. The first start he would have would be at the Iowa Speedway. After starting 27th, Brandon kept his number 86 truck out of trouble and brought it home in a 25th position. It was a start. He'd run 2 more races in 2014, finishing as high as 19th at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. In 2015, he would only do better, getting a 14th place finish at the Dover International Speedway. This led to the most expansive season yet in his career in 2016. 13 Truck Series starts and 3 NASCAR Xfinity Series starts. In the Truck Series, he'd once again set a career best, finishing 4th at Daytona in the season opener. He had 3 starts in the Xfinity Series, each of his starts resulting in better finishes than the last as the season went on. This peaked with the 23rd place finish he had at the finale at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Slowly but surely, both Brandon and Brandon Built Motorsports were climbing up the competitive NASCAR ladder. After 2 more years of part-time Xfinity driving, he was officially a full-time driver starting in the 2019 season. Not bad for a completely shoestring budget, low-budget team. In 2019, the team ran all 33 NASCAR Xfinity Series races, getting a top 10 in the process. He finished out the season in the top 20 in points as well, and earned a good launching point campaign for the success that was yet to come. In the 2020 season before the pandemic, he finished 3 of his 4 races 12th or better. And for the most part, he ran between the lower half of the top 10 to the mid-teens, basically for the rest of the season. It was enough to qualify him into the 2020 NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs, where he wasn't close to being a championship contender, but he was in a cutoff league with teams like JR Motorsports, Stewart-Haas Racing, Joe Gibbs Racing, and Team Penske, to name a few. While for the most part, his 2021 season has been about as good, if not somewhat better than the 2020 season for most of available metrics, he did fail to make the playoffs this year. The team actually was on the verge of shutting down earlier in the year due to lack of sponsorship, but Brandon and his father, as well as the rest of the team, pushed onwards to the present. In the closing laps of the Talladega Superspeedway race a few weeks ago, Brown was fighting for the win in his number 68 Chevy against Justin Allgaier and Brandon Jones, guys whose cars were owned by the likes of Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Coach Joe Gibbs. And with a crash unfolding behind them, it would be what would end up being the race-ending caution, giving Brown his first career NASCAR win in any series. Now, I want to say that outside the car, Brandon is one of the most underrated personalities in all of NASCAR. If you want to root for a fun underdog, root for Brandon. He's your guy. To kind of end off, I just want to say that I think Brandon Brown, while being one of the greatest personalities in NASCAR and being one of the greatest showings of tenacity in NASCAR, is also one of the greatest showings of the American dream coming true. A man who wants to follow his dream, become a driver in one of the top 3 series in NASCAR, and end up finally climbing to the top of the mountain for a race and winning it over some of the best teams, cars, drivers that the Xfinity Series has seen in the past decade. It's an amazing story, and I think that more people should be showing a spotlight on this story instead of just using his name as a throwaway meme. I'm not saying you have to get butthurt over the meme. I'm not saying that you have to pick sides over it. All I'm saying is that Brandon deserves some spotlight. So with that, I'm going to leave this to you. Did you know about Brandon Brown before the Let's Go Brandon meme? If you're a fan of NASCAR, probably. But if you're someone who's just curious about it and coming through, let me know down below in the comments. While you're at it, leave a like in this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content like this. And if you're new, subscribe to it to learn more about NASCAR overall. Also, I want to extend a special thank you to all the members of the channel. I appreciate your support. So until next time, have a good one.